Hi guys, Chris from Tech Tablets here with the X16 Pro from Teclast. Now it's just arrived from DHL. I did rip open the side of the box just to confirm it was the X16 Pro I've been waiting for. Just good to see. I ordered the keyboard as well. Now this is the Pro model. There is a power version of this which has the same Atom chipset that the Microsoft Surface 3 has, which is the X7, the Atom X7 Z8700. This particular version, the Pro, has the X5 Z8700, so it's the same chipset that the Teclast X98 Pro has in it. It has 4GB of RAM and an 11.6-inch 1080p screen. The tablet itself is well boxed up, not particularly the keyboard there. It has suffered a little bit of damage on the corners there. I just hope that everything's alright. So they've used that nice bubble pack around it. See if I can get it open. Okay, finally got it out of that bubble wrapping there. So as I look at the box, it says Ultra Pad, like the new boxes that Teclast are now releasing. And there's just a rundown of the specs there on the side. So we have as I mentioned, it's got 4GB of RAM and the Atom Z8500, 64GB eMMC, and it is dual boot. So finally we're seeing some more dual boot tablets. So Windows 10 and Android 5.1. And it has a 2-megapixel front-facing camera and 5-megapixel autofocus rear camera. The same camera hardware that we see in all the other tablets that Teclast have released recently. Oh, I can't get the box open here. Okay, so here's the tablet, rather large, of course, being 11.6 inches. And it does have a screen protector on it. So you can see that it's an odd place, so the camera's not actually centered in the screen there. Straight away can see that. We've got the Windows Home key and rather large bezels, larger than their actual publicity promo images that they use. They probably photoshopped those ones. And I wasn't expecting the bezel to be this large. You can see at the bottom there's a large gap here of about a centimeter or so, which adds to the bottom bezel there. And there's our docking port connector. As you can see is the typical one we see, so the 5 pogo pins there and the couple of little tabs there to help that latch in place. And on the right hand side there are no buttons whatsoever. And on the top right hand we've got power on, volume up and down. Nothing else along there. While the SIM card is on the top, interesting placement. And here is our microphone. Tiny little dot there is the microphone. And on the left side, just turn that over. Left side we've got the micro USB port, headphone jack, and micro HDMI out. And the USB 3 port there on the bottom. DC jack in for charging. And the back of it is a matte metal finish along there, and the camera isn't centered as well, which is off to one side. So interesting why they've done that. There must be a reason behind that, why both the cameras aren't centered. Must be something to do with maybe the screen, the digitizer there. And we do have speakers left and right there, 2 speaker grills. So we'll test those out later on and see how loud those sound. Overall, the build feels reasonably solid. It's well put together, and I can't actually hear any creaks or anything in the design. The screen's not peeling off or anything like that. Overall, the build quality does seem to be quite decent and solid. So let's have a look at the items in the box. Just move the tablet out of the way there and see what we'll have in here. So we should have the charger. Okay, so here's our charger. Micro USB cable, OTG cable. So we do have 2 USB 2 ports there that we can use, well the USB 3 and then the micro USB 2. And here's the charger. Now the charger's rated to 3.5 amps, 5 volts. And here we have obviously just a few instruction manuals, warranty cards, QC check, all of that. The usual stuff we see from Teclast that would probably be all in Chinese, which it is. So I'll move over now and have a look at the weight of the tablet. $877 grams, so it's quite hefty. You wouldn't want to be holding that for too long just by itself. Quite a heavy tablet. The dual boot menu. Let's have a look at the screen first. The screen seems okay. Not as sharp, of course, with those retina panels. View angles, as you can see there, it's changing a little. So it's already started to boot now into Android. While that is booting up, we'll just have a look at the thickness of the tablet. It's coming in at about 10 millimeters, just under, so about 9. I'd say that, guessing that's about 9.8 millimeters, the thickness of the X16 Pro here. Now the X16 Power has the exact same chassis. It's the same tablet basically, just that chipset has changed, so it'll be the same weight and thickness. So we have Android, rather large icons on the screen, and I have a look at the screen brightness. So that is maximum brightness right now. Doesn't look too bad. Let's go and see quickly. It's running Android 5.1. And quickly have a look at the available space. So storage, got 17.49 gigabytes free there on the tablet. I'm still getting used to these massive bezels on this after using my Surface Pro 4. This bottom bezel here just almost seems ridiculously large. But anyway, let's boot over to Windows and have a look at the free space there. Okay, so Windows is just fired up, and we do have English, Polish I think it is, maybe not, I'm probably wrong there, and a few of the Asian languages, which is good to see. So at least it is a multilingual ROM. Just had to go through the Windows setup. That took a little while, but here we are. So we do have the switch to Android application right there, so we can load that up and just switch straight over. Just going to have a look at now at the free space. The touchscreen seems to be reasonably accurate. Now this does support an active stylus. I don't have it at the moment, but apparently it's just the same one that Dell use, which they use in the Venue 11 Pro. So we've got 21.1 gigabytes free with Windows 10 here, and activation. Hopefully it already comes pre-activated. Let's have a look at the device manager and just check that activation. So I need to connect to the internet to activate it, but I'm sure that probably won't be a problem. It should activate straight away. Let's have a look at the disk drive. So it's got a Samsung eMMC in there. I will benchmark that later on in some other videos when I do all my benchmarks tests and do a bit of gaming on this as well, so keep an eye out for those. And let's have a look. The wireless card would probably be the Realtek. And oops, there we go. So it's the same Realtek we have all the time. So it's the wireless N card, not AC, unfortunately, which I'd like to finally see one day, wireless AC on these tablets. So let's move over now and have a quick look at the keyboard. Sorry, just before I do, just wanted to point out that we have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the whole 4 gigabytes is usable because they have installed 64-bit Windows 10, and we have the pen and limited touch support with 10 touch points. So it does support 10 touch points, and you can see there it's the X16 Z8700. Onto the keyboard. So that, according to the box, it's specially designed for this tablet for their 11.6-inch models. There's a few features they've outlined on there, but it's in Chinese. So here it is, wrapped up nicely. Doesn't look to be damaged, even though the box had a few knocks. made out of a felt material, just like the Chewy VI10 keyboards. Very similar, so this actually attracts a lot of dust and dirt straight away. Very hard to keep this kind of material clean, but never mind. So it's magnetic, folds up like that, folds back the one position just like that. And the keyboard seems reasonable. Tiny little touchpad here, very small touchpad. If I compare that touchpad size to the likes of my Surface Pro for type cover, you can see there's a huge difference, almost good 30-40% larger. But it does have left and right mouse clicks, which is good to see. Reasonably mushy a little bit, those buttons there, but it looks like it's going to be hopefully okay for at least selecting things and holding down right clicks. And at least it's not gestures only. So give you a close look at the keyboard. Individually spaced out keys, which is good to see. And there are rubber pads on there to keep the keyboard away from the screen, to stop it from scratching up. There are a couple of status LEDs here on the right. And to see what typing on that feels like. Feels okay. There doesn't seem to be a lot of travel with the keys. I just clip in the tablet to it now. So it latches in like that. And I'll show you the angle you get. So it doesn't look like we can adjust this angle any further than that. It's just that one fixed. So you can put it actually that way around. I'm not sure whether that is going to lower the way the keyboard is, the cover's propping that up. Seems to be the same angle. It's slightly low if I push it right down. And let's have a look at that trackpad. Actually doesn't seem too bad, just using it there. It's the right click. And see what it's like to drag and drop an icon here. Now I've definitely used better, but doesn't seem to be too bad. And just see if it supports gestures. It does, by the looks of it. And we'll see how that folds up. So if you just put the keyboard down like that, and already that's got a little bit of dirt from the wooden table here. It's already showing up on there, so straight away it's picking up dirt. But it folds up into one neat package like that. So just check the weight of both the keyboard and the tablet together. Comes in at 1.41 kilos now, the weight of them all together. So rather hefty. It does feel rather hefty too, lifting this up. It does feel quite heavy. But overall, the quality of the keyboard doesn't seem too bad at all. It's just I'm really concerned now about how much this is going to pick up dirt. I think it's going to get very grubby very quickly. It latches together with the magnets. And there we go. So that's a very quick look there, hands-on with the Teclast X16 Pro. Please do check back in the channel on the playlist for more up-and-coming videos on this particular model. I'll be running through some benchmarks and some gaming tests. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.